Is the Mavs master plan coming together after a very successful 2024 NBA free agency? Can the Mavs go out, get over the hump, and win the 2025 NBA championship? I think they can, and I'm going to tell you how they can do it. But before we get started on today's show, I need your guys' help. The real MFFLs out there, this is our like battle from last year. August 2023, we did 2,588 likes, which is really good. So far in August, we sit at August 9th at time of filming. We're already over 1,000, so we're almost halfway there. We're on pace, but I need your help. We cover the Mavs better than anybody on YouTube, so go ahead and hit that thumbs up icon. And without further ado, let's get into today's show. Welcome into Mavericks Today by Chat Sports. I am Jeffrey Cooperstein, filling in for our man Harrison Graham. He'll be back. He just had a day off. With NFL preseason going on, the Mavs master plan, it was a hell of a free agency and offseason for the Mavs. They got that guy, Klay Thompson, to form the big three with Kyrie, Irving, and Luka Doncic. They made a couple of other moves, acquiring Naji, Marshall, Quentin Grimes as well. It's going to get fun here in Dallas. And I just wanted to cover what the Mavs master plan was and how they're going to execute it in order to win the title. They made it to the finals last year, came up short against the Celtics, but the Mavs should be right in the mix once again. So let's hop right in. Their number one priority this offseason was to add shooting around Luka Doncic. What did they do? They got the second best shooter in the history of the NBA next to his teammate in Klay Thompson. It was an amazing signing. This was the Mavs plan A all along. And it's also the first time since I've been a Mavs fan in over 20 years that they've executed their plan A to perfection. Also, that throwback Dirk jersey is just absolutely sick. He was working out earlier in that jersey. I think Klay is going to be fantastic for this team. Yes, he had a down year last year, a down year where he shot like 37% from three. Everyone would kill to have a down year like that. When you look at his career stats, this guy is just an absolute sniper, man. Career just short of 20 points per game. 45% from the field, 41% from three on over 7 attempts, which is kind of where he was last year as well. I expect Klay to probably have around 8 or 9 attempts from three per game this year. And spacing is everything around Luka. When the Mavs are running this heliocentric offense, which they like to run with the ball in Luka's hands, and it does apply to Kyrie as well, you got to have spacing on the corners especially. Klay can't move as well as he used to. He used to be an all-NBA defender and used to be able to move all around the court at will. That's not really his game anymore. He's going to get a lot of spot-up opportunities, and I expect Klay Thompson to be a guy who's going to knock down threes at a 42, 43, even 44% clip this year, given all the open looks he's going to get. I think the Mavs got an absolute bargain in Klay Thompson. There are some, like producer Chip, who's saying he's washed and the Mavs have no chance. I think Klay's going to be great. I'm not saying he's going to be an all-star. He's going to be a great role player for this team going forward. So they accomplished goal number 1, which was adding shooting around Luka Doncic. Goal number 2 was the length and physicality of this team. Derrick Jones was a great one-year signing for the Mavericks, but at the end of the day, I think they wanted to get bigger and stronger. Now, Jones was guarding more of 2s and 3s. He was like 6'5", just over 200 pounds. He could get pushed around, though, by like the bigger guards and bigger wings that he was having to guard. So the Mavs let Jones go to the Clippers and instead signed Naji Marshall in free agency. Marshall is 6'7", 220. He's kind of built like Luka, except they play different positions, whereas Luka's a point guard. Naji Marshall is going to be your small/power forward. So these guys are going to be playing and guarding the majority of the wings on a night-to-night basis. You have Luka at 6'7", Klay at 6'6", Naji and PJ both at 6'7" as well. And if you really want to add the centers in there, you have Lively at 7'1" and Gafford at 7 feet. The Mavs went from one of the smallest teams in the league to one of the largest and more physical teams in the league in a matter of an offseason. So I really like that Nico Harrison went out and had a mission there for the Mavs going forward. They wanted to get big, they wanted to get strong, they wanted to get shooting, and they accomplished all of that. We'll get into more of the Mavs master plan here on today's show in just a moment, but first I wanted to tell you about today's sponsor, Game Time. We absolutely love Game Time here at Chat Sports, and they are the fastest and easiest way to buy tickets for all the sports, music, comedy, and theater in your area. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices and views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying tickets to whatever event you choose. If you want to go to a game at the American Airlines Center, you want to go see some preseason, you got the Saints at the Cowboys coming up, you want to go see the Rangers, although their season's probably over, the Stars, whatever concert's coming, we got you covered here at Game Time. I use it for all of my ticketing needs. And when you use promo code ChatSports, you get $20 off. And of course, terms do apply there. But it's a great deal, man. I absolutely love Game Time. And what I love about it the most is that you get the lowest price guaranteed, all in pricing. So you don't get slapped with crazy fees at checkout and flash deals. So I can get even cheaper tickets the closer I wait to Game Time. You can buy tickets up until minutes before your event starts. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time today. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS, that's all caps, one word, for $20 off your first purchase. Again, terms apply. Create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. A dominant big man duo is something that Jason Kidd has dreamed about all throughout his time coaching the Mavs in 3 seasons. The Mavs finally were able to get that at the NBA trade deadline in 2024 when they acquired Daniel Gafford. They drafted Derek Lively with the 12th overall pick. They originally had 10, traded down, and got Lively, who was one of their main targets in the draft, and he had a rookie season that exceeded all expectations. Lively averaged 8.8 points, 7 boards, a block and a half per night, and was a very efficient from the field at almost 75%. All of his baskets are close to the rim, and he only took 1 3 in the NBA Finals, and he made it. So I guess he's 100% from 3 as well, if you want to consider that. But the only problem was without Lively, they really didn't have anyone behind him because your backup centers were really Dwight Powell and Maxi Kleber, and neither of them got the job done. Dwight Powell had a solid Olympics, but we know that he's a third center at best at this point in his career. The acquisition of Gafford was absolutely huge, who averaged, this is his stats from Washington and Dallas as well, but last year averaged 11 points, 7.5 boards, and 2 blocks a game. And Gafford was the Energizer Bunny and is frankly exactly what Jason Kidd wanted when he was looking for a center. The Mavs signed JaVale McGee in 2022 NBA free agency to try to be the energy guy, the guy who's going to run the floor, catch alley-oops. He didn't do any of that, and basically by Game 5, he was out of the rotation. Jason Kidd's been looking for that guy since the JaVale experiment didn't work. He found it in Gafford and then some. And when we talk about Gafford being in trade rumors and stuff, that's why myself and Harrison are always hesitant to say, yeah, let's give up Gafford, because he's so important to what the Mavericks bring at the center position, and he brings a level of physicality that other guys on the roster just don't. I love what Maxey can do stretching the floor. He's a little more of a versatile defender, but Gafford and the energy that he brings, when he gets a dunk, he absolutely screams and goes crazy, and I love it. I don't want Gafford to go anywhere. He's got 2 years left on his deal, and I expect him to be a mainstay of this Mavs rotation going forward, especially next season. But let me know what you guys think. Who should start at center? Do you think it should be Derek Lively, the second-year man out of Duke, type L? Do you think it should be Daniel Gafford? Now, Gafford was starting for the majority of the season when the Mavs acquired him last year, but I think that Lively is going to be the starting center. The Mavs see all-star potential in Lively, so I think that he's going to be the one that gets the starting minutes. They're both going to play a lot, but I do think Lively will be the one that PA announcer Sean Heath announces at the beginning of games. And then the last thing, they added depth. The Mavs were kind of thin at the end of the year, and Jason Kidd kind of fell short of options I think he had in his rotation. Here's the thing. We know Luka and Kyrie are going to miss games at some point. Luka's going to be injured. He's going to just take a back-to-back off. He's going to get a rest day because his usage rate is so high. And I think the Mavs did a good job this offseason of adding a player in Spencer Dinwiddie, especially, who can kind of take the load off and who can put a high volume offensive output on any given night. We obviously have Dante Exum, who was here last year, and Jaden Hardy coming into his third year. These are good depth guys to have who, in the dog days of the regular season on a January night against the Charlotte Hornets, where you want to give Luka a game off, you can play Spencer Dinwiddie 30 minutes. You can play Dante Exum 25 minutes. Jaden Hardy can play 25, 30 minutes and get you offensive volume at a high level. So the Mavs really do have depth where they can withstand a night where Luka and Kyrie are both out. Well, hopefully they're not both out, but where one of them are out. And they're going to be just fine as long as they're healthy by the postseason with those guys going at full go. So I really think that Nico Harrison did a great job with the additions of Dinwiddie and Grimes and then Marshall and Thompson. He set the Mavs up for success. And I think they can win the NBA title, man. Call me crazy. I think they're one of the 3-4 favorites to go back there. Hopefully we'll be doing watch parties here in June again. And if you're a real Mavs fan, go ahead and spam MFFL. It means Mavs fan for life. Shout out to Mark Cuban for coming up to that slogan. we always do real one roll calls here at the end. So type MFFL, and we'll see you soon on the next episode of Mavericks Today.